Lake Superior, located in Ontario, is Canada's largest freshwater lake in the world. Its beautiful and unique scenery not only makes it become one of the most popular attractions in Canada, but also makes it become a representation of Canadian identity. Hockey, the fastest game on the earth, is originated in Canada in the 19th century. It has become deeply intertwined with Canadian identity since it became a very popular sport across Canada. Hockey crossed culture, geographic boundaries, connecting all Canadians together. We Canadians can always proudly claim that we own the game. Since Canada is the first country to promote multiculturalism during the World War II, many people in different cultural backgrounds are willing to immigrate to Canada. Instead of assimilation, Canadian governments encourage the immigrant to remain their own values, religion, and cultures. When you think about Canada, the first thing you think about is always the maple tree and its leaves. They are not only part of Canada's natural beauty, but also one of the most recognized symbols of Canada. The maple leaf, which represents strength and endurance, appeared on all Canadian crowns from 1876 to 1901, appeared on Canadian soldiers' caps in World War I and II, and has appeared on national flag since 1965. Sorry is a very common word in Canada. Sometimes saying it doesn't mean that we recognize our mistake and really want to apologize to others, just like a way showing our countries to others. Since saying sorry has become a particular daily habit of Canadian, sorry is a distinctive sign of Canadian identity now.
Montreal is the capital city of Quebec, where people's official language is French and English. It was the most populous municipality in Quebec and the second most populous municipality in Canada. Historically, the commercial capital of Canada. In the 1970s, Montreal exceeded the economic strength and population of Toronto. Polarlight, also referred to aurora, is visible in some places in Canada. The polar light is formed when solar particles collide with the Earth's atmosphere. These particles are attached to the poles of the globe due to low magnetism of them. People can see polar light in Canada from October to March in northern Canada. It has become a unique Canadian landscape. Terry Fox is a Canadian athlete, humanitarian and cancer research activist. In 1980, after his leg was amputated for cancer, he began a race across Canada from east to west to raise funds and raise awareness about cancer research. His perseverance and kindness make him become a hero in most Canadians' eyes. In memory of him, and to raise money for cancer research, the Terry Fox Run was founded. Today, this annual non-competitive charity event represents an ideographic spirit of Canadians. Beaver is one of the representatives of wild animals in Canada. The image of beaver is on 5-cent Canadian coin. The dam that built by beavers can make new habitat for other small animals and create a special ecosystem which is helpful to the environment. However, because of the fur trade in North America, the quantity of beaver decreased a lot. Polar bears. Due to the global warming, polar bears are losing their habitat and food sources. As a result, they are endangered species. Canada is one of the countries that remain habitat for polar bears. There is the image of polar bear in the $2 coin in Canada. There are 60% of polar bears live in Canada, which is 25,000. Monarchy. Canada is a monarchy country because it was a British colony. The Queen of Canada is the same as the Queen of Britain, who is Queen Elizabeth. The monarchy is the foundation of the executive, legislative, and judicial branches of both federal and provincial jurisdictions. Democratic system. Canada has a democratic government. It means that the people in the country have the choice of choosing their governing legislation. In the modern democracy system, there are four main principles. First, election of government through free and fair elections. Second, active participation in politics and civic life as citizens. Third, protection of the interests of all citizens. Fourth, laws and procedures also apply to all citizens. Basketball, one of the most popular sports in the world, was invented in 1891 by a Canadian named James Naismith. The original intention of his invention of basketball was to develop a game that emphasized skill instead of force. Nowadays, with the widespread of basketball in the world, the fact that basketball is originated in Canada makes many Canadians proud of themselves.
Compared to people in other countries, Canadians have a relatively high happiness index. According to the United Nations' latest international happiness ranking, Canada is the seventh happiest country in the world. A nationwide survey commissioned by the Globe and Mail states that about 68% Canadians are very satisfied with their lives. This means that they are happy with 6 main factors: income, freedom, trust, healthy life expectancy, social support, and generosity. The red poppy is a powerful symbol of remembrance for all Canadians since it reminds us to remember the huge sacrifices made by the millions of men and women that in Canada's war so that we could remain free. Today, we always wear the poppy on the Remembrance Day to show our respects to those people. In some ways, the poppy turns the sacrifices made by all Canadians and the eventual victory into national pride, forming a distinct Canadian identity. The Trans-Canada Highway, a 7,821 kilometers long highway built between 1949 and 1970, links the country physically from the east to the west. It was definitely a complex and expensive undertaking, but it brings many advantages to Canada, since it boosted the country's economy, improved the transportation of Canadian manufactured goods, increased interprovincial trade, and enhanced the ability of Canadians to travel. The Trans-Canada Highway has enduring symbolic value for Canadians. Poutine, a Quebec dish made of fresh-cut French fries topped with cheese curds and gravy, was first appeared in the 1950s and was widely popularized across Canada and even some other countries, such as America, the United Kingdom, and Korea in the 1990s. Although the exact provenance of poutine is still controversial, it has become an iconic symbol of Quebec's cuisine and culture since it is undeniable that Quebec is its birthplace. Canada is a center-left country which believes in working within the established systems to improve its social justice. Since it is one of the first countries that legalized same-sex marriage, Canada is a relatively open and inclusive society. At the same time, Canada's strict restrictions on firearms, its high welfare, free education, and free healthcare makes most Canadians feel lucky to live in the country. With an area of 9.98 million square kilometers, Canada is the second largest country in the world. It is quite lucky that it has a good geographical environment. The land is full of diversity since there are 7 vegetation regions, and the Canadian shelf protects us from earthquakes and many other natural disasters. In addition, the various range of climates is also a factor that leads most Canadians to think that Canada is a great place to live. The totem pole is a tall structure created by Northwest Coast indigenous peoples. They use it to show a nation's, families, or individuals' history and to display their right to certain territories, songs, dances, and other aspects of their culture. The totem pole symbolizes one of Canada's religions and also represents the identities of many First Nations, since they believe that the totem pole carries a very deep meaning for both them and their ancestors.